What if friction was doubled?
So I didn't focus on people. I focused on cars. So cars are interesting because there's like a lot of things going on with cars. So specifically the motor. The motor has like a lot of moving parts, and moving parts means a lot of friction. And Ben mentioned like the steel on steel friction and stuff like that. So I actually found a stat saying that cars and engines, only 20% of their energy goes to actually moving the car. They're actually very inefficient. And the rest of that is just lost to like friction and heat. So if you increase friction, it's going to decrease the gas mileage and everything's just going to like way less efficient.
Right.
And then you also have like overheating problems because like overheating is not good for the engine at all.
You don't say. I don't know much about cars, but that sounds bad.
Yeah. I mean, people's engines like catch on fire and stuff. It's not good.
Heat in an engine is already a concern, so you're going to add more heat. Not great.
Right. And these will be amplified if you double friction, obviously. And usually people use oil on engines to like make it more efficient. And you can do this in this situation. But the problem is oil and other fluids, they also have friction, but it's in the form of viscosity. So oil is going to lube it up, but it's going to also be thicker than it normally is. So it'll be half as effective as it normally is. So it'll help. It'll just be worse. And then on a side note with the fluids, I just thought this was kind of weird to think about, but the ocean would be like thick.
Oh, yeah.
It would be weird.
Good old chunky ocean, just like Mom used to make.
So that's the engine. The engine is a downside to the cars, but an upside to the cars is the tires on the ground. So the wheels, they are connected like an axle, and that'll be less efficient, but the tires are making contact on the ground, and they're pushing off of the ground so that the friction is like pushing them forward.
Right.
So like in snow and stuff like that, in mud, the tires will actually be more efficient. So you'll be able to like, you won't get stuck as easily.
The car doesn't actually get to go faster, right? No.
No.
I think you might have better acceleration.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
At least somewhat.
Oh, yeah, you could, like, instead of, like, spinning out when you slam your foot on the gas pedal,
you'll just
it would
go.
catch more. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
0 to 60 in seconds.
In go.
Right.
So tires, a plus. Another negative is air friction. So the car is moving through the air, and the air that's hitting the car has friction on the car. And so air resistance has, like, 2 factors to it. One of them is called form drag, which is like dependent on the shape of the car. Has nothing to do with friction. But then the other one's called skin friction.
Back to the fucking skin again.
Specifically skin friction. And that's just based on the material of the car. So if friction is double, then obviously that's gonna slow down the car. And that's also going to affect the gas mileage. I couldn't figure out exactly how much the skin friction affects air resistance. I would just assume it's linear. I don't know.
It's a pretty...
I found equations, and they weren't helpful in my understanding of them. So...
I mean, that's pretty good for the show. Just assume everything's linear.
Yeah. So, yeah, the max speed of cars will go down, and gas mileage will be reduced. But then... a plus of cars is the brakes. The brakes will be more efficient. So you'll basically it'll be way more responsive when you hit the brake. If you're going like super fast and then you hit the brake, you'll stop almost immediately. So lots of ups and downs with this car thing. But I think my ultimate conclusion was that cars will be slower and less efficient, but they'll be safer. So you'll be going super slow, but like if a kid runs in front of your car, you'll be able to stop. You won't hit them.
That's good.
But then the kid's gonna fall and skin his knee, and because of double friction, his knee's gonna be fucking torn
he's
to
gonna come off.
shreds.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, it's not your fault though. You didn't hit him.
I guess
You're
the
good.
world is dangerous enough that we can make cars safer.